Okay, folks, this is Don and Nicole back with Tax Wars. We have a very special guest, Bob Friedenthal, who is someone that I've known for quite some time. He is an excellent person to refer to for tax professionals who would like to learn how to market themselves or market themselves better, either themselves individually or their business or both. I've known him for 20 years, and this is one of the things that he does best. He certainly works with a lot of financial people and individuals in tax as far as creating a better online presence. And he has two ways of doing that. Bob is also one of the foremost LinkedIn experts in the country. And that's one of the things he's going to talk about a lot, because that's how he covers and gets business and promotes businesses for himself and for other individuals through LinkedIn, and a fantastic website that he has and owns, a social media platform for professionals, also called My City. So without much more ado, we're going to go ahead and introduce to us Bob Friedenthal. Bob?
Well, thank you so much for having me on.
Good to have you.
Yeah, Don and I go way back. Like, pardon me?
I said, good to have you, Bob. Good to have you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we go back over 20 years. Various companies that I've owned, and so it's exciting to get into this. So, just to share with you, I started a tax resolution company uh, quite a while back, and it exploded on me. I was selling leads on the internet um, to
Michael
tax
Rusbrook,
resolution companies,
among others, to Michael Rusbrook
and
over at TRS, right? I believe.
yeah, yeah, I got so good at it. Um, I started hiring on my own staff for doing tax resolutions. I had 4 enrolled agents working for me, and within 1 year, I went from 1 employee to 31 employees. So, just to talk about tax resolution, it's still an exploding marketplace. There's more problems out there you can shake a stick at. But talking about what I do now, I am 100% a LinkedIn consultant. And here, this is interesting because our timing is so perfect. Today I did a post on what people don't know about LinkedIn, and in particular, how to search for keywords and key phrases. So I got into LinkedIn 15 years ago, and I was running seminars of 100, 150 people in a room, and I would, query the audience, how many of you know how to use LinkedIn? Well, the answer was 90% did not know how to use LinkedIn. And in interviewing people today, I run mastermind groups and stuff like that. I still query people, how many of you know LinkedIn and how to use it? You know what the answer is? 90% still do not know how to use it. And on top of that, we're really all facing a time issue, that we don't have available time anymore, especially how the market is. You've got to become more effective with your time. And that's what prompted me to do this post today. And I'll give you a good example. LinkedIn doesn't work like other search engines. It doesn't work like Google, doesn't work like Yahoo, doesn't work like Bing. What goes on, I'll give you a great example. If you take singular keywords and you like, oh, I'll do a phrase, financial advisor. Okay, if you search under financial advisor, you're going to get a huge number of people that you can find. The trouble is that unless it's done right, and that's called a Boolean search, you put a quote before the first word and you put a quote after the last word, That's called a Boolean search, Boolean search. And the numbers drop dramatically, dramatically. Go from a 1,700,000 down to a couple 100,000. That's worldwide. So understanding these little nuances. So LinkedIn has also limited people to how many invites you can do on a weekly basis. What LinkedIn is really trying to do, which is i.e. Microsoft, they're trying to push for more posting, where people will post and get seen, that vehicle, instead of cluttering up the individual market. Well, years ago, I hired a team to do posting for me on LinkedIn. And after 6 months of not having a single order, I said, why am I doing this? I went back to the old fashioned way of making connections one on one. Well, guess what? LinkedIn is trying to push for you to do more posting and less communicating individually. And it's a battle. I don't know if they're going to ultimately win it, although they are the 10,000-pound gorilla. But I don't succumb to that stuff. So I started doing posting with the objective of bringing in clients and helping them individually on their LinkedIn. And that's making a huge difference. On top of that, one more piece. About 11 months ago, I started doing video interviews, just like we're doing right now. And it just absolutely took off on me. I didn't expect it. I've done about 180 interviews in 11 months, and it's all about you. Like we're doing here. You're interviewing me all about me so that will, help my business. Well, I'm doing the same thing for my clients and helping them get more exposure on their LinkedIn. So isn't that interesting stuff? So full circle, we're still at it.
It all comes full circle. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And some of the things there's many things that people don't know about LinkedIn. One is LinkedIn, and I could be wrong because the numbers are constantly changing, but LinkedIn is the fourth largest or the fifth largest search engine in the world. Do you know the exact number on that now, Bob?
I think it's gone higher. I think the big search engine is, of course, Google, but the other one is Facebook.
Amazon is
Social
number
media is
three.
really
Yeah,
counting.
Amazon, I believe, is number three.
Right,
Right, and then LinkedIn.
right.
Yeah, LinkedIn.
And LinkedIn has something like 870 million members. 4 years ago, or 5 years ago, when Microsoft bought them, they were sitting there at 370 million members. Now it's 870. So it's still growing quite substantially. And I think the other part that is the most important piece for you to understand is LinkedIn has the highest income level and the most professionals of any website on the planet. So is this a place you want to be? No, it's a place you have to be. That's really where you want to gather and create more results, and I know how enrolled agents work. I know, look, you've got a lot of it comes by referrals, right?
Yeah.
You get a lot of referrals
Yes.
in your business. So a lot comes by referrals, but that's really never quite enough, is it? You always could use more. So, I wouldn't mind if people contacted me to help them with their LinkedIn.
Actually, whenever I'm speaking about getting leads or referrals from any social media, but particularly LinkedIn, I always will ask a question to a group of people. I go, how many leads a month do you have to get from LinkedIn in order to be successful for your business? I'm talking to each individual, and they each will raise their hand. One will say, well, if I got 5 or 10 a month, that'd be great. And some will say, I need 30 a month. I said, and then one person will say, you know what? All I need is one, and that's you need the right one. People often well,
Well, it's so interesting you're saying that because
go ahead, Bob.
so what I yeah, what I talk about routinely is what do you do on social media? You do this. You're typing. So that's why I started doing these video interviews. And I've had people get, you know, I've got one client's got 10,000 connections, which we've helped him grow his connections. And when we send out his video, he's had over 10% responses to the interviews. Actually, he's over that now. Come to think of it, I just checked it a while ago. He's like in 12% responses. So that's the beginning of what do you do? So if somebody responds to you, like on a video, I'll just give you an idea. Are you familiar with ClickFunnels at all?
Yes, I learned that from you.
Don't know what I'm training on. So what happens on ClickFunnels, and this is all about the lead generation that everybody's trying to push, 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 push. Well, when somebody responds to you on your LinkedIn, as an example, and they'll say something like thanks, thank you, a thumbs up. I have in our funnels, what we do is it responds to that by saying, well, then why don't we get on a Calendly call, and so I can learn more about you. And really, that's the key. It's really finding about not me. It's about the people that you're meeting on LinkedIn. The old motto of BNI, givers gain. That's such a powerful statement. And when you start talking to people, don't talk about yourself. Ask them what their problems are. Boy, they'll tell you in a heartbeat, right?
Yes.
So those are the real keys. And then the only thing else follow me on LinkedIn. So first name is Bob, middle name is Holt, Holt, last name is Friedenthal, Friedenthal. And if you're watching this interview and you like what you see, give me a holler. I'm more than glad to help people with certain aspects for free. The profile is the worst part that I discover in what people talk about and have information on. So always having that piece where you're helping people get them underway, then they'll very much want to be communicating with you.
Okay, great, Bob. Just
that makes sense,
right? And Bob, as you were just talking about, uh, making that referral, that connection, and then being able to interview someone that you're connected to, that makes a huge difference. So many people forget to do that. They forget to reach back, communicate with people. People forget that social media marketing, it begins with social. You have to socialize with someone in order for in the platform in order for your marketing to be successful, and it gives you an opportunity to develop that individual relationship, learn what their needs are, and then offer ways to help that individual, either by connecting them with other people or bringing other types of services to them. And sometimes the best way to do that is give them a sample, do it for free, and that's how you build relationships through social media, and then the marketing of it all pays off. And most people, they don't know how to do that, and nobody teaches that better than Bob Friedenthal.
well, you got to get your hands wet, right? That's the key to it. I learn by making mistakes. I don't know about the rest of you, but I'll learn something and then I figure it out and then I apply it. And that's how you grow businesses. You don't grow a business by being stagnant. you grow your business by learning about what are the pieces, what are the elements that you need to understand to become more effective in how you run your business. Too many people, you know, put blinders on like this with social media because they've tried it. They've probably had some scam artists do some, you know, garbage stuff and all that. But at the end of the day, if you're not willing to dip, my favorite expression is dipping your toe in the water. And if you like the temperature, you take the plunge. The other thing that I always talk about is thinking outside of the box. Who would have done video interviews? I don't have any competition in this, and that's what I'm glad to see you're doing this because I think it'll make a huge, huge difference.
Yeah,
for you,
you've got
right?
you've got some competition now.
Yeah. Yep.
And I'm one up on you.
Okay, but we're not competing in the same
I'm
space.
I'm one up
We're
on
not
you because
competing in the same
I
space.
have a pretty blonde girl. I've got some eye candy.
Yeah.
But,
Well, okay. What about my white beard? Isn't that
well,
competition?
we'll talk about that later, Bob. Okay.
No, it's not as cute. Not as cute.
I'm sure your wife loves it.
You know, the last thing I think, the last thing I really like to say, if you're not having fun, you
Yep.
shouldn't be doing
Amen
it,
to that. Yep.
right? So people that get up and get energized by what they do, have fun in it. You know, the world's not going to come to an end. So make sure along the way you're enjoying yourself, having fun. Getting people to laugh is the best formula for any kind of issue,
Yes.
Exactly.
right?
Exactly, Bob.
So, like that smile, Nicole.
One of the things that I have discovered through working with Bob as and I've watched Bob do it, so that's how I've learned is is he shows you how to leverage the relationships that you do have to get more relationships and get better relationships. And people, they don't understand that. That I mean, it's like people want to live in their closed loops and they don't want to. It's kind of like if you go to a party, people in their social lives, their personal lives. Many people are very good at working a party, going around meeting people, introducing people to other people, and you become the focal point within that network. So everyone thinks that you're the bomb, and most people will go to. In fact, we just got back from the NAEA tax summit. They had a social mixer, and everybody was just standing around like it was there at the prom night, and no one's really talking to each other. We're floating around the room, talking to people, introducing people to other people. Say, oh, do you know Carrie? Do you know John? And we go, yeah, we'll bring them over. And that's what people. You have to do that in social media as well, and that's where the successful people do. That's where you get good at it. And nobody is better at it than Bob Friedenthal. He has introduced me to so many people from 10, 15 years ago that I have relationships with him. I'll be sitting with someone, I'll say, gee, how did we meet? And we'll go, oh, darn it, it was that Bob Friedenthal that put us together. Okay. And, and
Who is that?
many of my best business relationships today are people who I either met directly or indirectly through you, Bob.
Oh, that's nice to say. It's nice to
That's the
hear.
truth.
Very nice to hear. Yeah, the one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to piss off people. If you got integrity, you got honesty, why would people leave you as a relationship?
Exactly.
That's the key. Yeah. In fact, I have a mixer that I'm going to in an hour and a half.
You've got a mixer you're
Pardon me?
going to in about an hour? Okay. Okay. Well, Bob,
Hour and a half. Yeah.
Oh,
Down
excellent,
Beverly
excellent.
Hills.
And Bob has some of the best mixers. I've been to some of those, and he always has them in a great place with great food. And you meet people there, and you always leave better than what you came. So, Bob, I just want to take just a moment because I know I didn't know if we were going to talk about My City, which is one of your own platforms that you created. If you just want to tell people about My City as well and how they can look that up and utilize that.
Yeah, my city is a referral system, and I love it because I've done studies on referrals. In the old days, 70, more like 90% of most people got their new business based on referrals. And over the years, I went back this year and studied it again. And it's more like 60, 70% of most people get their business by referral. Every time I have a mastermind group, I ask people, how many of you are getting most of your business by referral? You know, everybody raises their hand. So, and I've done studies on this. So, on Entrepreneur Magazine, Forbes Magazine, Harvard Business Review, there's published studies about referrals, and it just shows every single time, and it's consistent. When I'm asking people, I always get the same answer. Most of their business comes by referral. So what do you want to do? You want to be a referral person, which means that you're helping people to start. They'll refer business to you, and then you can't forget to ask for a referral because people will tend to forget. But referrals is the gospel of growing your
Exactly.
business.
And,
My city, my
and
city
and
has the
that is an
software to
excellent
help.
platform. I know that you've worked on it for well, what it's got to be we're got to be coming up on 15 years now, right, Bob? My City,
Right, right. Yeah,
and
a
one of the wonderful
little
things
over.
about that is
So
it's just like LinkedIn. It's tailored to people who are professional people. This is not a social media website. This is a social professional platform that Bob put together, painstakingly put together over the years, and it does work. And Bob can assist you in using my city along with my LinkedIn to really, really grow out your network and your business, to create more business for yourself, and also upscale from the level of clients that you're working at with now to a much higher level. And this is, I mean, this is why this man is just simply phenomenal. People always say, "Why do you still hang out with that Bob Friedenthal?" I go, "I can't afford not to."
who is that guy? Who is
Exactly.
that?
So, Bob, we want to.
All fun stuff. Yeah, and I can tell you stories about my city that would
Uh,
turn your head. You know, so it's kind of incredible stuff. Well, I'll make it real quick. I bought mycity.com. It was in liquidation of assets out of Florida. So I flew myself and three of my senior staff to Florida. We discovered the owners of it was a company called Crossbow Ventures. They didn't even know that it was a piece of property that they had. They didn't even know that the mycity.com was in liquidation of assets. So we ended up buying it, spent a small fortune on them. Then they went from being venture capitalists to vulture capitalists. So I shut the site down, just totally shut it down. When I brought it back, I was getting a ton of traffic. MyCity.com was one of the 400 most trafficked sites on the entire internet, and I competed against a number like Yelp. I used to compete directly against Yelp, and when I brought it back, I didn't want to do the same thing, so I brought it back as a referral software to help people get more referrals because that's where.
Oh, absolutely. Now, Bob. Well, Bob, we'd love to have you back so that we could go into more detail on the services you provide and many of the things that you have been teaching to professionals and self-employed people, everything from realtors to financial people to doctors, attorneys, everything. And you have a wealth of information. But first, I'd just like you to, if at all possible, if you'd like to, just kind of tell the audience, our audience, how they can get a hold of you, and also which websites they can find you at, along with your LinkedIn as well.
On LinkedIn, my name is Bob Holt Friedenthal, Friedenthal. Everywhere else, you can find me by Bob Friedenthal. There are, believe it or not, there are several Bob Friedenthals out there. So, phone number, area code 310-736-5787. That is a mobile number, so you can call me or text me there. And you can email me to bob@mycity.com. So that's the
Absolutely
primary ways of
fantastic.
finding me.
And Bob, like I said, we would love to have you back on Tax Wars USA right here on the YouTube channel. And please, if you know of anyone, refer them to us, Bob, so that we can interview them. And listen, feel free to send this video out yourself to your colleagues, your network, and even put it on My City, because this has got to be the best interview you've ever had, Bob.
Beautiful.
Okay.
That was good. It was very thorough. I mean, we covered a lot of territory here.
But it's such a big universe. We'd love to have you back. And with that, unless Nicole, did you have anything that you think we might have missed?
No, it sounds great. I'm gonna look him up on LinkedIn as soon as we get out of this dead zone here.
You haven't looked up Bob Friedenthal already? You get done. Shame on you. Okay, Bob. Listen, we'd love to have you back. Are you doing anything special before the end of the year that we should be aware of?
Well, yeah, I'm going to be a grandpa in September. My daughter-in-law is due September 30th. I'm a kidaholic, absolute kidaholic. I love kids, and everybody tells us that we raised the two best kids they know. We didn't let them get away with murder, but we also gave them enough freedom that they could grow, and that's always the key to it. But I'm just absolute kidaholic. Love.
Whenever I worked with you in any of your companies, every summer your kids were right there working with you, and they seemed to really enjoy it. So you really taught them I remember that.
You remember that? My daughter brought that up just the other day, that she used to work for me in some of the shops.
You always make me get up and move. You go, this is going to be my daughter's desk right here. You go work down in the basement, Don. This is Princess's desk. Okay. Absolutely.
Yeah, again, if you're not having fun, you shouldn't be doing it.
No, Bob. And listen, we look forward to bringing you back as soon as possible. Okay?
You got it.
All right, Bob. All right.
And I'll look who to refer to you.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. Talk to you later.
For everyone else out there, we just bye, Bob. We just want to let everyone know. Please contact Bob if you have questions, or you can always contact us here also at Tax Wars YouTube channel. Be sure and subscribe, like, and comment, and let us know what you think, and if you'd like to get more information from Bob.
Yes.
Okay? We'll go ahead and sign off. Have a wonderful day, and remember, fight the tax battle, win the tax war. All right, Bob. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.
Bye.